Are you going to state your name?
No,
All right.
anonymous.
Well, there
Against
we
the
go.
budget because
Can I
of-
ask you if you live in
No, I'm
Sayreville
talking,
or
I'm
pay
talking,
taxes?
I'm
No,
talking.
I
You're
run
out
the.
of order.
You're out of order, Mayor. You're out of order. Cut it out.
You're out of order. This is me speaking
him out.
during my public time. You don't have
No.
the right
Yes,
to
I
remove
do.
a speaker. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
If you,
I have
if
5
you, if
minutes.
you're,
I want to explain why I'm against the budget. Give me the same opportunity.
make
that
your
you would give
opportunities,
anyone else.
make your
I'm asking for-
comments
I'm
on the
asking for you to
budget.
stop talking so I can.
Go right ahead.
This is simple, basic stuff. Please don't interrupt me
No,
again.
I expect you to
Mr.
form.
Mayor,
Go ahead.
please.
Your comments on our budget or your questions on
I've
our
been trying to
budget
get
or
there and
both?
you've been eating my clock up.
No, because I'm starting the clock
Continue
now.
to do it.
I'm starting the clock now. So
Thank you.
go
I
ahead.
appreciate that. It's at 4:10, but
Yes.
thank you. I'm against the budget for like what just transpired right there. I'm against everything the way you go about everything. Here I come up and all you want to do is make a separation from out-of-towners and people who live in Sayreville who pay taxes because you want to make sure that that's a clear distinction. Out-of-towners serve, all of these residents get to determine how much public interest is in the statements that I give, regardless of my geographical difference, regardless of me surrendering my Fourth Amendment right to come here and express my First Amendment. It's not a disrespect thing. Well, actually it is, because you're disrespecting me as I exercise my rights to remain anonymous, which is my Fourth Amendment right, and it's covered under the First Amendment and the Open Public Meeting Act, Mayor.
You following this guy?
The Lord knows exactly.
Are you
what I'm saying.
going to make
And when you
comments
tried to
on
have
the
me removed
budget?
just now? You should have seen his face. You didn't get to
Please
see
don't
it
put
from this
words into my
perspective.
mouth.
I'm
Please don't
trying
put
to.
words into my mouth, or I will interrupt you.
I didn't say you said anything.
No, you.
I saw your face. I said I
saying
had
my
the perspective
face.
of viewing your face in that moment.
Listen, they're just trying to set us up for a lawsuit.
This is not about a gotcha moment. All you have to do is
Oh,
nothing.
it is. You live for
All you
that.
have to do is nothing.
Move on
You
with the
continue
budget.
to interrupt me. I
Move
can't
on
get to
with
my
the budget.
statements.
Move
and
on
now
with
we're
the
at
questions
2
about
minutes
the
and 45
budget.
seconds.
Go ahead.
Please stop interrupting me, Mr. Mayor. Jeez. I'm against the budget because you won't bring back Zoom meeting for disabled people. I'm against the budget because you paraded a whole bunch of veterans here with a dog and pony show so you could pin them against residents over the pride flag. I'm against everything you stand for, so therefore I'm against the budget. I miss the old mayor who actually gave attention to the meetings. That's why I'm against the budget. I'm against the budget because Councilwoman Novak mutters under her breath constantly. While he's speaking, just muttering, showing complete disrespect. If you guys are supposed to maintain decorum, right? Lead by example. Lead by example. When people come up here, all you want to hear is things you agree with. You can't handle when people say things that are critical to what you're thinking. I mean, this is basic stuff. That's why I'm against the budget, because basic government here in Sayreville is garbage. I miss the old mayor because she actually cared about the meetings. She cared about the public's input. That's why I'm against the budget. I'm against the budget because you cut me off multiple times. I'll have to watch the video back. All that was like a blur. You just couldn't stop talking, There was even a moment where you tried to have a police officer get in the middle of your political theater because you want to just show everybody that you command and demand authority. You work for the people, Mr. Mayor. It's not the other way around. And if you don't like what I'm saying, or you don't like what I'm saying, or any of you, you don't have to say anything. All you have to do is nothing. I appreciate Councilman Balka for never interrupting me. I appreciate the other people that don't. What are you smiling about? I appreciate when people show respect to members of the public. I don't see that here in Sayreville. I see a mayor who wants to make a distinction between out-of-towners and people who pay taxes to live in Sayreville. You don't get to decide the narrative of what these people deem of public interest. You understand that, right? If you're confronted with what the actual law is, because last time you shut a meeting down. You shut a meeting down out of fear of people not telling them their name and their address. Why? So you could come over and retaliate? All you have to do is nothing. Practice that.
How you doing, boss?
Mr. Mayor?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
And you are?
Huh? The press.
Who at the press?
Just,
If you can't identify yourself, you're a security risk.
I'm a security risk? No, I'm not.
If you can't identify...
That's not true.
Public meeting?
No, this is my meeting,
Oh, you think so?
and I run this meeting.
Oh, so you think
And I
you
don't... Okay, I'll just have a cup. You know, you're paying me.
What did I do, sir?
Due to the events tonight, Counselor, if you would, is this on?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Up on the advice of council, the mayor and the body has chosen today to base up on safety concern. They have elected to adjourn the meeting due to what they view to as a public threat and to members of the public not being able to identify themselves today. Therefore, the meeting will be adjourned. And again, the underlying basis is that the council at this time feels that it is a public threat. It is a threat to their safety if the meeting were to continue should the members not identify themselves. On the advice of council, I am advising that they adjourn the meeting if as the council has voted that based on their own safety concerns.
Sorry about this, everyone, but I do feel in lieu of what's happening across the country that people, I don't care about the mask, it's the refusal to identify.
Don't stop, keep going. Like, oh, darling.
Name is Tom Fritzen, 143 Main Street, Sayreville. Proud to say my name.
Proud to not give my name. Proud to exercise my rights under the United States Constitution, New Jersey State Constitution, the OPMA. Proud to keep myself and my family safe by not giving my address and my private sensitive information. It's one step away from asking me for my debit card name. You seem to forget that you work for the people. When you started to cut me off during my first testimony, I had to neutralize the situation by banging a gavel, and it made you so upset.
You're out of order, Mayor. You're out of order. Cut it out.
Because the mere idea of having a level playing field with the public makes you act like a child. And then you have outbursts. And then as I referred to the law, you say, oh, he's not making any sense. And then as I say, you should have seen the lawyer's face, the lawyer winds up saying, you're putting words in my mouth. You know more than ever that words
You'll
mean...
direct your questions to me.
Through the chair to the lawyer.
You can just direct your questions to me.
This is what I'm talking about.
It doesn't matter.
You're cutting me off. Stop.
No.
Your inability to
Listen, what you don't understand is you don't run the meeting, I do.
You are out of order. I'm not running the meeting. You don't have control over my life.
Keep going.
You can't control my testimony.
You got about 3 minutes.
Why do you keep cutting me off? You're doing it again.
Because you're out of order.
No, because you don't know the law. You don't know the law. This is the time that you keep your mouth shut and members of the public
You always
speak.
this rude. I always this ill-bred, rude, and ill-bred.
You need to stop absorbing every little thing like things are personal. Why do they feel so personal? Is it because you do everything behind closed doors? You know, thank God Councilwoman Novak called you out. Everybody else was just sitting here and nobody else was going to say a thing. You know, before when I got Councilman Mike, I don't want to say her last name wrong. Before when I thought you gave an explicit smile, when I thanked Balka for always remaining professional and never saying anything and cutting me off, I thought you gave this, you're doing it the whole time. Somebody gave you bad political advice. That is when you're up on a council, just smile. Smile the whole time. Councilwoman Novak is calling out the mayor for doing illegal activity, and you're smiling. You're still smiling. Whoever gave you that advice.
All questions are directed to
Whoever gave
me.
advice like that, they're probably not even an elected official anymore. That's bad advice. It's robotic. You don't have to care. You don't have to like it. I'm just giving you criticism. Something that is so difficult for people to swallow. God forbid members of the public. You tried to, and I want to give a shout out to Chief Dan. Great, great, great chief. Went from one of the worsts in the state, one of the firsts in the state. I don't appreciate it when mayors get involved in groups and use their status as the chief of police to villainize cannabis and get paid on the back end. I don't support that kind of stuff. So shout out to Chief Dan, great guy. When I ran into him, he was nothing but respectful, nothing but kind. And shout out to the police who know they can't remove us for remaining anonymous. And you want to know how you found that out? Through your lawyer. That's why I referred to the lawyer who had made a face when I spoke, because he's the one who, and it's not, you feel forced. You feel like you're being forced to do these things. This is the law. We have laws in place. You cannot overextend authority you do not have. This is how it works, and you have to deal with it. When people call you out for what you're doing now, this is what I like. Just absorb it. Don't deflect and fight back and cut me off. I mean, Jesus. I've been going to council meetings for a long time, for many, many years, and I stopped giving my name and address because there was a moment of silence that a speaker was asking to have, and the lawyer cut her off. And she said, I just would like to have a moment of silence. 2 of her friends had died, and the lawyer cut her off a second time. Some chump, Matthew Giacombe, Madison, Summit, complete chump. From that day on, I decided if you people can't offer the respect in return, it's not about disrespect. I'm just highlighting the fact that that someone like you, Mayor O'Brien, can't handle when you have to respect the rights and the law. That's where things come into play with you, and it's a very touchy thing with you when you have to follow the law.
Okay, thank you. Yes.